So here we are again at the computers here. So the laptops, aside from running all our keyboard sounds with the contact libraries, is also taking care of all our vocal effects processing and all and the bass guitar processing as well, because there's no bass amp on stage. It's running direct, and we have all kinds of plugins, Abbey Road plugins and compressors and whatnot to process the bass, get the tones that we want. And so for the vocals, what we're doing, since we have a digital console and it's hooked up with the optical cable, we have insert effects inserted at the console in the front, and that's so it sends the vocals from the optical cable to the computers, and they are routed to Live, which you'll see right here, Ableton Live, and we have all kinds of plugins running on all the channels, guitar rig plugins and waves bundle plugins and all kinds of stuff to get all the different effects for all the different eras, rotary effects on the vocals, delays, reverbs, and we even have the EMI console plugin, which replicates the EMI console at Abbey Road Studios to get that that tone that the Beatles had that was made so famous on all those records. So there it is. And basically the way it works is that everything, keyboards and vocal effects, are all controlled through this custom-made Max MSP patch. It controls all the vocal effects and all the keyboard sounds through MIDI, and the MIDI is controlled, so I'm able to control it from my station and send all the right appropriate changes. So when I select a song, like yesterday, immediately it chooses the right settings for the vocal, for McCartney's voice, or our Paul's voice. It mutes all other microphones, and it selects as well the string sounds for my keyboards to be able to play the string quartet parts on yesterday. And if I choose another song, whether it be Magical Mystery Tour or whatever, all my keyboard splits and layers and everything are selected in advance at the right place. The vocal effects are all selected for the right microphones. The microphones not being used are muted, so on and so forth. So everything is pre-programmed. It takes a lot of work, obviously, to set this all up, but once it's set up, it runs beautifully. It's quite seamless. So if I press on this little keys button here, you'll see this is basically like a little main stage app. What it does is this, so it receives the MIDI, and you can see here I have keyboard 1, which is my QI MP9000, and the keyboard 2, which is the Akai NPK2. And for each keyboard, I have a choice of 4 zones, which I could set up. I could put a name, just like my channel, my program number, my zone keys, so low key, high key, transposition, assign my sustain pedal. Like here, it's not assigned to anything, and I have it assigned just on the sustain string. So for one of the zones only is the sustain pedal working. Soft pedal, I could, that's the second pedal. Like I said, I could use it to switch on and off, or use it as a soft pedal or as a second controller, whatever. I can assign it to whatever. Just select here, and I could choose the CC number I want it to send to, and then that'll be programmed to work on something else. Expression pedal as well lets me know if the expression pedal is working, and I have it working here on all 3 zones, all 3 string sounds. What is this? This is a pitch. Oh yeah, if I want to have the pitch bend wheel working, mod wheel working, assign it, and of course zone volume. So that's basically how I set up all my zones. And then what this does, so it routes the MIDI. I'm always sending on the same MIDI channel from my keyboard. All the splits are assigned in here, and it receives the MIDI information and sends it to the right appropriate channels using this for the zone. It's a bit like the way main stage would work. So that's for the keyboards. And like I said, the vocal effects here as well. See, so for Vox 1, I can have a doubling effect for double tracking effect on or off. Guitar rig program, we have different guitar rig programs for effects. Reverb amount, delay amount, drive amount, that's the preamp drive. If you want more of a distorted sound, which John Lennon used a lot on his songs, or at 0, just like a 0, just like a unity gain kind of setting. And these settings are all routed to the Ableton Live. So basically, this is just like, you know, a MIDI matrix kind of thing, and it's assigned to the appropriate program, appropriate channel, and so on and so forth. So we can control all that, and all that is selected from my rig using the iPad or the actual keyboard controller, which I'll show you in another video. Okay, and I'll show you here the contact, and here we have a contact setting. So what we have is we have it using the module setup. So we have different modules, and each have like a bank of sounds loaded, preloaded, and I could just select them by using program changes. So each of these modules are on a separate MIDI channel. So depending on the MIDI channel for each zone, I'm able to select the different sounds that I need, and these are all obviously custom-made sounds. You can see here we have a legato string, sun synth soft. That's for Here Comes the Sun. It's one of the synth sounds. Let me zoom in here. Lady Madonna baritone sax, Obladi Oblada sax, Tempora, which is used in Strawberry Fields Forever, Got to Get You Into My Life trombone, and whatever. So these are all sounds that we programmed, and we loaded them in. They're preloaded, and using the right program change, I'm able to select them. And of course, select the volume level and the panning and so on and so forth. And all that is mixed and sent out to output stereo to the front of house mixer. And there's another page here. How do I select that again? Oh yeah, if I go to another set of channels, these are for the piano that John or Paul uses. So you see you have grand piano, which is the main sound, Rigby, cello, and viola, because to do Eleanor Rigby, we split it with two keyboard players. So one guy's playing cello and viola, and I'm playing all the violins on my keyboard rig. So these are routed direct. These are bypassing the max patch. They're routed directly from the keyboard to the contact patch on a separate channels using the MIDI router and so on. So they can select their sounds directly, since they have a lot less complicated splits going on in their section. We didn't need to give them the sophisticated max patch setup. So we'll go back to 1/16 here, and that's it. Okay, well, we'll get back to the keyboards and I'll show you some of the sounds.